HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, changes are coming to the Herman Fire Department now that Fire Chief Frank Roma has announced he is retiring.
Plus, a historic bridge in Milo is raising concerns for residents as the kids head back to school.
And controversy over an influential watchdog group targeting Maine's lobster industry. This and much more right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is September 7th. It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. We have another great day in store. And, it's pretty much Wednesday. We're rocking and rolling. We're getting things through.
A last burst of summer today. It's going to be quite warm.
Last burst of summer.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
Yep.
Finally, the summer dove is turning over into the nice fall.
Technically, I know. Like, what's the day? It's like in the 20s of September?
I believe it's the 22nd.
Yep.
22nd or 21st, one or the other.
Right. 2 more weeks of summer. So today is a beautiful day, and I'm sure Devin Biggs has all the details for us.
Devin, good morning.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. Dense fog is the name of the game this morning. We're seeing visibility that's reduced across a good part of our viewing area, even down to less than a mile in some areas like Bangor. So if you do have to make that morning commute to work or school, definitely take it slow and allow some extra time. It will be hard to see for a little while until the sun burns that fog away. If there's any good news, there's no organized cloud cover over us at this point, though. So, of course, once that sun rises, it'll help to burn that fog away. It'll look to be a pretty good day overall. And a little bit warmer, too, as high pressure looks to move in with the system that's farther down toward the south. So now things are starting to dry out for us. And we do have a few dry days on the way before things start to get active again very soon. But for today, though, looking very nice out there with a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds late. But here we are again by early Thursday morning. More dense fog will be on the way. As for the winds, not too bad out there. The other directions may switch around from time to time, generally out of the south at about 5 miles per hour at its worst. So overall, the winds today and parts of tomorrow looking pretty good. Today will be beautiful out there. Upper 70s, partly cloudy, a little warmer out there. That south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 51 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler out there. Partly cloudy areas of dense fog, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, upper 70s, mostly cloudy, a slight chance for a rain shower, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing increasing clouds with temperatures in the upper 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin.
First this morning, 4 people are facing charges after authorities seized what they say is a large amount of fentanyl coming into the state of Maine. 31-year-old Mark Jordan of Millbridge, 66-year-old Peggy Lou Strout of Goldsboro, 22-year-old Dalvin Jose Peguero of the Dominican Republic and Lawrence, Massachusetts, and 25-year-old Yonuaro Arias del Jesus of the Dominican Republic and as well Lawrence, Massachusetts, are all being charged with aggravated drug trafficking. On September 1st, MDEA agents assisted by the Maine State Police executed a search warrant at a residence on the Dexter Road in Cambridge. MDEA Commander Peter Arno says the search yielded approximately 3.75 pounds of suspected fentanyl, along with approximately $13,000 in suspected drug proceeds. That search and a seizure during a vehicle stop made earlier in the day were part of an investigation into a large amount of fentanyl being brought into the state and distributed throughout Penobscot, Somerset, Hancock, and Washington counties.
There's new information on an incident in Lincoln. According to Lincoln Police Chief J.D. Sparks, at 3 p.m. Sunday, the Regional Communications Center received a call from a man who said 4 people had entered his home and held him against his will. Now, the man stated he was able to escape to a neighbor's home. Sparks says when police arrived at Lee Road in Lincoln, the man stated 3 men and a woman entered his home, tied him up to a chair, and then took something which he believed to be a dead body and placed it in his shop. Now, Lincoln Police, the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, Maine State Police, and Maine Warden Service secured a perimeter around the house. Officers made contact with a family member of the man who told officials the family members told officials that the man has a medical condition. Now, Sparks says when officers checked the home, shop, and other areas of the property, they found no signs of any crime. The man was checked by Lincoln ambulance personnel.
School leaders with the Bonnie Eagle School District decided to not to ban, a book on puberty and sexual education last night. School leaders first discussed the issue last month, and then it came to a vote. The book, called It's Perfectly Normal, is a source of controversy. A concerned group of citizens were the first to bring attention about the book to school leaders. Some called the book immoral and said it undermines parental rights. Others have shared concerns over the book's references to puberty and sex education, including within the LGBTQ+ community. Some students at Bonnie Eagle High School said they were in support of the book being available to students, arguing that it could be a valuable resource for some kids to learn about sex education.
I believe in parental authority, and our policy, IJJ, says the final authority for what a student, is exposed to rests with the parent. And I think that's at odds with, does one parent have the authority over other people's children and what they are exposed to? And that's sort of the crux of this position we're in right now.
School leaders have voted not to ban the book, and it will remain available at Bonnie Eagle Middle School. The superintendent of MSAD 6 says parents still have the right to not allow their child to check it out.
Senators Susan Collins and Angus King are co-sponsoring a bill to address hazing on college campuses. The Report and Educate About Campus Hazing Act, or REACH Act, would require hazing incidents to be reported as part of a college's annual crime report. It would also establish a definition of hazing to clarify what is a reportable offense. The legislation would require institutions to establish a campus-wide research-based program to educate students about the dangers of hazing. University of Maine Vice President for Student Life and Inclusive Excellence, Robert Dana, said, quote, "With college students across the country experiencing mental health challenges at record rates, it has never been more important to promote the safety and well-being of our campus communities."
The parents of Graham Locker are expanding their efforts to find their son who went missing from the Dorothea Dix Psychiatric Center in Bangor in June. Tammy Locker Sully, Graham's mom, is asking homeowners to participate in her Adopt a Sign for Graham campaign in order to get the word out that her 38-year-old son is still missing. Sully says those willing to place a lawn sign on their properties can pick up those signs today at Cascade Park in Bangor between 3 and 5 p.m. Sully says it's been 3 months since anyone has spotted him.
The first step in getting a sighting is to make sure that people know that he's missing. We feel that there's pretty good awareness in the Bangor community, so we're focusing on the areas outside of Bangor and hoping to place signs on heavily traveled ways.
Locker is 5'11" and weighs around 200 pounds. He was last seen on June 6th in the woods between the Dorothea Dix Psychiatric Center and Sylvan Road in Bangor. Anyone wishing to adopt a sign for Graham who cannot pick one up at Cascade Park today is urged to contact the family on the Missing Graham Locker Facebook page.
A historic bridge in Milo has residents worried about safety heading into the school year. A.J. Douglas learned what repairs concerned citizens are calling for.
Community members say their concerns are rising as barriers like this go without any safety fencing.
Sometimes this is in the shadows, and this more needs to be paid attention to, especially the concerning part, a school zone bridge. More has to be addressed to that.
The bridge sits in downtown Milo and is technically within a school zone. McKinnon says the only way for children to get to school requires them to cross the bridge. The original bridge was designed without any railing over the waterfall.
If any kid were to lose their balance in that spot, can go right over the rail and fall into the waterfall.
Another issue Milo residents shared was the number of logging trucks that rely on the bridge for travel. McKinnon describes the constant battle drivers must face to stay safe and share the road.
They have to go into the oncoming lane of travel just to make the turn because the turn is too sharp for them. Usually, cars in the oncoming lane have to stop, let them make their turn, and proceed.
We spoke to Region Manager for the Department of Transportation, Stephen Labarge. He says a wooden rail will be installed sometime this fall and that the DOT will continue watching safety concerns in the future. Labarge says the department is hoping to begin replacement construction within the next 3 to 4 years. In Milo, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
And it's just about 6:10.
Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the Wabanaki Alliance has focused efforts to modernize the Maine Indian Claims Settlement Act of 1980. Hear what challenges are being called for.
But first, let's take another look at our forecast. Temperatures in the high 70s, partially cloudy skies. You'll see a little bit of sunshine out there, some overcast and fog this evening. And if you're heading out for your morning commute, there is some fog out there this morning. But those temperatures tonight will drop down to a low of 51. Tomorrow, we'll see a high of 77 with mostly cloudy skies.
So today I'm going to talk about Carhartt.
You always want to talk about Carhartt.
Well, that's because we're always getting new stuff in every day. Fall shipments are starting to roll in. We got blue jeans back in. Best selection, best prices.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
Steve Harvey powers the XT.
If roles were reversed, what might the turkey do to you on Thanksgiving?
Eat my drumstick.
On Family Feud.
On ABC7.
I saw her making out with a gentleman.
She had smashed my phone.
No.
She cut up my driver's license.
I have a restraining order that's active, so no.
You all have to make better choices. This program is called Hot Bench, not Hot Mess.
Hot Bench.
Wednesday at 3 on ABC7.
With elections coming up in November, Secretary of State Shenna Bellows has announced a statewide training for all election officials. In a partnership with the Maine Town and City Clerks Association, the training will provide local officials with the necessary skills for running a safe election. The training will help keep new and veteran clerks up to date with information and changes to Maine laws, making it easy for Mainers to vote. Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows says that town clerks need to be equipped with every possible tool for future elections.
It's important because sometimes there are changes to state and federal election laws, and at the Secretary of State, we work hard to make sure our local election officials have every tool available to ensure free, fair, and secure elections.
According to Bellows, Maine has some of the best-run elections across the country, saying the state ranked third in 2020 for voter participation.
As the November elections draw closer, the Wabanaki Alliance is calling for change as they make political decisions about the future. Zeke Crofton McDonald said they are endorsing legislative candidates based on a questionnaire released to incoming candidates as well as past votes concerning Wabanaki sovereignty and tribal issues. Crofton McDonald says the Wabanaki Alliance focused most on efforts to modernize the Maine Indian Claims Settlement Act of 1980. The existing settlement, established over 4 decades ago, excludes tribal people from legislation unless the state of Maine votes in favor of it. The Wabanaki Alliance has not endorsed a gubernatorial candidate yet.
Whether the governor has been Republican or Democrat or independent, there has been no effort from the Blaine House to modernize the Settlement Act. We are willing to work with anyone who will work with us, who is willing to help us modernize the Settlement Act.
To view the list of Wabanaki Alliance candidate endorsements, visit WabanakiAlliance.com. And we're about quarter past the top of the hour. After the break, a watchdog group is telling people to avoid eating lobster, and the industry says it's being blacklisted. More on this next.
And later on, we'll hear about a major topic ahead of the midterms. We'll be right back.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
A purchase didn't sit well with this furniture buyer.
All sales are final.
Well, I didn't see that because...
Well, that's whether you saw it or not is irrelevant.
But after a fight...
It was disputed back and forth and back and forth.
It's the store owner who's not feeling comfortable.
I sent a mover to pick up the furniture.
5 pieces were missing.
Yes.
So he said, don't get anything.
Right.
Where's the rest of his stuff?
Next Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
One of the strictest internet privacy laws in the country has withstood a legal challenge as a group of telecommunication providers has dropped its bid to overturn it. Maine created one of the toughest standards in the nation for internet service providers in 2020 when it began enforcing an opt-in web privacy standard. Industry associations swiftly sued with a claim that the new law violated their First Amendment rights. A federal judge rejected that challenge. Maine Attorney General Aaron Frey says the groups, which include the country's biggest telecommunication providers, filed to dismiss the lawsuit on September 2nd.
Controversy over an influential watchdog group targeting Maine's lobster industry and lobsters itself. Now, it puts 14 types of fish, including Maine lobster, on its list of seafood consumptions you should avoid, even though lobster is safe to eat, unless you're allergic to shellfish. Brad Rogers explains what's behind this and why lobstermen are boiling over the blacklist.
Now is the next part, the tail.
From the claws to the tail, lobster is what brings many tourists to Maine.
We just traveled to Maine to eat lobster.
But now the lobster industry says it's being blacklisted. The watchdog group Seafood Watch is telling people to avoid eating lobster because it claims lobster gear is killing endangered right whales.
No one wants to know that their appetite for seafood is driving a species to extinction.
Seafood Watch says the lobster industry must change their fishing practices to get off this list. But lobster industry advocates say they're already complying with every regulation to protect right whales.
There's an incredibly high compliance with regulations around these protective measures. So it's very disappointing.
Seafood Watch and government agencies say vertical lines and ropes are a leading cause of injury and death for the North Atlantic right whale. But Maine lobstermen who've been switching over to breakaway lines to protect the right whale say that's simply not true.
A right whale's death or serious injury has never been attributed to Maine lobster gear.
Right whale conservationists say the population has shrunk 30% in the past decade to where there are now fewer than 340 right whales. But Maine lobstermen argue most right whales are killed from ship strikes in Canadian shipping lanes.
We're unfairly being targeted when the main problem is, again, ship strikes.
Longtime lobsterman Richard Black, who's now using breakaway lines as required, says Seafood Watch is going after the wrong people.
They're entirely misguided. Well-meaning people who have not a clue. The likelihood of a right whale going up into my gear is non-existent, but yet I still have to comply with all of these crazy mandates.
As for tourists and seafood restaurants, they say blacklisting lobster is absurd.
Sounds a little bit extreme to me, and I think they've already addressed the issues that were concerning. You know, if you want to complain about something, that's fine. Just don't get in the way of me eating what I want to eat. I don't think it's bothering the tourists a bit, because they're buying fish and lobsters every day.
The time is now 6:19.
Now let's get a full look at our forecast. We'll bring in Devin Biggs. He has the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. So here we are with fog developing across the viewing area this morning, reducing visibility to just a few miles or less in some areas. So we do have to make that morning commute to work or school, definitely take it slow this morning until the sun comes out and burns that fog off. It may be hard to see at times, but otherwise, though, here we are. There's no clouds over us. This high pressure is right nearby, keeping us very clear other than the fog out there. So once the sun comes out, we'll start seeing things improving. We have this system further down toward the south. High pressure is in control for us. Another low system off toward the north and west. This will move in soon, giving us small chances for maybe a few rain showers coming up. We do have a small chance on the way for the daytime tomorrow. Let's talk about the tropics right now. Things are getting active right now. We now have Hurricane Earl, a Category 1 hurricane that's tracking toward the north, looking pretty impressive. At this point, though, Hurricane Danielle maintaining its strength at this point. It's also moving towards the east and northeast. Let's give you the latest information here on the screen here. So, again, Danielle holding on to 80-mile-per-hour winds, moving to the northeast at 14 miles per hour, moving away from the U.S. Earl tracking to the north at about 7 miles per hour. It looks like winds at about 80 miles per hour at this point, though. And Bermuda will need to watch this one closely with Earl, as it looks to get pretty close to Bermuda at this point, though, as we get close to Thursday, maybe even closer to a Category 3 hurricane, as it looks to track off towards the north and east. And eventually, though, moving forward, though, it will become extratropical moving forward, especially as we head towards your Sunday. Danielle's projected path looks interesting, though. Again, it looks to make that loop again before getting close to land with regards to another country. So again, the good news is Danielle will not be a big deal for us as it continues to move away. Back here at home, though, our average high is 75 degrees. We'll be in the upper 70s today and tomorrow. The lower 80s make a return Friday all the way through Monday. Get outside and enjoy those before we fall back into the upper 70s as we head towards your Tuesday. Of course, during that warmer period, though, the dew points will also be on the rise, so feeling a little bit like summer again, with dew points reaching for the lower to middle 60s, so just be ready for that. You might feel a little bit more muggy again as you head out the door. Moving forward for today, the fog will be getting out of here. It'll be a beautiful day out there, though, with a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds during the afternoon period. More fog on the way later on tonight, but again, just like yesterday, that fog will go away thanks to some sunshine, but increasing clouds also throughout the day on Thursday. And small chances for a few pop-up showers cannot be ruled out either. We'll see all this tapering off as we head towards early Friday morning. Things begin to clear out of here. So for today, upper 70s, partly cloudy and warmer, with that south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s, partly cloudy areas of dense fog, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a slight chance for a rain shower can be ruled out. Highs in the upper 70s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And your extended forecast, not too bad, though. Will be mostly sunny on Friday. Highs in the lower 80s. Will be in the lower 80s for your Saturday, with under a mostly sunny sky. And mostly cloudy on Sunday. Highs in the low 80s.
Do you hate throwing away food that's gone bad? Does your pantry look like a bad disaster? What if you could keep your food as fresh as the day you bought it and vacuum seal any ingredient? Eric B's here with my new portable, powerful PowerXL Duo NutriSealer. This incredible breakthrough in technology can savor any flavor while it seals in the freshness. What's the secret? The Duo NutriSealer will remove all the air. Once all the air is removed, the air pressure detection system is automatically activated and seals your bag tight. And it's the only patented handheld sealer that creates double seals. The Duo has a floating hinge and a built-in slicer to make bags of any size. You can even seal through liquid. Don't let its small compact size fool you. With just one touch of a button, the Duo seals any bag, and it will stay bonded until you open it, guaranteed. The Duo NutriSealer locks in nutrients and freshness, so you can keep your food 5 times longer. Prep and freeze delicious meals, or buy wholesale and seal individual packs and save up to 60%. Our bags are BPA free, microwave safe, and will never leach. Now you can get my PowerXL Duo NutriSealer for only 3 payments of $33.33. Plus, it comes with an ironclad 1-year VIP guarantee protection plan and my recipe book filled with marinades for super delicious meals. We're still not done. Order now and you'll receive an entire year's worth of bags. That's a $50 value, yours free. And we'll also include free shipping. All this is a $300 value, yours today, for only 3 payments of $33.33. Remember, this is a special TV-only offer. So call or go to PowerXLDuo.com right now.
Call 1-800-553-7034 or go to PowerXLDuo.com.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
And now for your national news. Steve Bannon, a longtime ally of former President Donald Trump, said Tuesday that he expects to be charged soon in a state criminal case in New York City. Bannon, 68, plans to turn himself in on Thursday, according to a person familiar with the matter. The person insisted on remaining anonymous to discuss an ongoing investigation. The Washington Post, citing anonymous sources, reported that the state criminal case would resemble an earlier attempted federal prosecution, in which Bannon was accused of duping donors who gave money to fund a wall on the U.S. southern border. That federal case ended abruptly before trial when Trump pardoned Bannon.
And now to a major development in the investigation into documents seized at former President Trump's Florida home. The Washington Post reports the material found at the Mar-a-Lago resort includes information related to nuclear capabilities. ABC's Gene O'Brien has more.
This morning, new fallout from the classified material allegedly found at former President Trump's Florida residence. The Washington Post reports a document FBI agents seized at Mar-a-Lago describes a foreign government's military defenses and nuclear capabilities. The Post adding some of the seized documents detail top-secret U.S. operations, so closely guarded that many senior national security officials are kept in the dark about them. It comes as the Justice Department and former President Trump's legal team face a new deadline. A judge has given them until Friday to submit a list of potential candidates who could be a so-called special master in the case, an independent party who will review the documents. Bill Barr, who served as Trump's attorney general, says the judge's ruling granting a special master was wrong. He says the Justice Department should appeal.
I don't think the appointment of a special master is going to hold up. I don't think it changes the ball game so much as maybe we'll have a rain delay for a couple of innings.
Meanwhile, a major development in the investigation into the alleged effort by Trump supporters to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia, where authorities are looking into the breach of voting data in rural Coffee County. Investigators say this surveillance video shows a local Republican Party leader escorting two operatives reportedly working for Trump's attorney into the county's election offices. The video is from January 7th, 2021, the same day authorities say the office's voting machines were breached. The woman escorting those men has been identified as the former Republican chairwoman of Coffee County, Kathy Latham, who's under criminal investigation. She's accused of submitting false certifications declaring Trump the winner in Georgia. Latham's lawyers responding to the video, saying Latham would not and has not knowingly been involved in any impropriety in any election.
Abortion is a major issue in the midterms following this summer's U.S. Supreme Court decision, which essentially struck down the Roe v. Wade precedent. Fox News congressional correspondent Aisha Hasni shows us how the subject is affecting many contests.
Joe O'Dea opposes the law protecting abortion access in Colorado.
In Colorado, Democrats have Republican Senate candidate Joe O'Dea on the defense over abortion rights.
It paints me as a absolute pro-life, and that's not where I'm at.
The left has made the Dobbs decision, which returned the abortion issue to the states, the focal point of their campaigns across the country.
Ripping away our constitutional freedom, our reproductive freedom, has awakened millions of voters.
A New York Times analysis of voter registration in 10 states shows the SCOTUS ruling galvanized female voters. The biggest surge happened in Kansas, where more than 70% of new voters in the month after the decision were women. It's the same state where voters rejected a measure to strip abortion rights. Now, Republican Senate candidates in battleground states like O'Dea are leaning on their wives to soften their image among female voters, while others are softening their positions. In Arizona, Republican Senate candidate Blake Masters, whose campaign website once described him as 100% pro-life, now says he does not support third trimester abortions.
I trust our candidates to know their districts and know how they're going to appeal to their voters.
Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel told the AP the GOP needs to narrow its message on the issue, offering this. The past four Republican presidents since Roe believe in the exception, and that is where I think a lot of the American people are, she said, adding, but they also believe in limitations, and Democrats have shown no inclination to have any limitation.
And former RNC spokesman Doug High echoes that message, but he also thinks Republicans should just stick with those pocketbook issues. And that's because, according to a new Pew survey, about 77% of registered voters still believe the economy is the #1 issue this November. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll get a glimpse of the new doggy daycare center in Bangor.
Plus, the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety hosted a new type of meeting in Augusta. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Hey everyone, Emerald Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my French door air fryer 360. This is my biggest air fryer yet. Extra large 26 quart capacity. Cook with up to 70% less calories from fat than deep frying. That's a big deal, my friend. It's all about the air crisp technology. 360 degrees of superheated air gives you fast, even cooking. With 24 preset cooking functions, doesn't get any easier, folks. My 10-in-1 French door air fryer 360s grills, air fries, dehydrates, roasts, bakes, broils, proofs, slow cooks, and toasts. I mean, this baby does it all. These French doors are a game changer. I mean, look at how easy that is. One-handed. It's super stylish and super easy to use. Every kitchen needs one of these.
Cook for your entire family in one compact kitchen appliance. Now find out how you can try Emerald Lagasse's 26-quart French door air fryer 360 with 3 cooking tiers, fetch tool, air frying rack, and drip tray in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. Order now and you'll also get Emerald's Air Fryer Favorites recipe book. And we'll automatically upgrade you to our bonus cooking kit free. You get bonus number 1, the baking pan to broil and bake family-sized meals. Bonus number 2, the crisper basket for golden, delicious air-fried food without oil. Bonus number 3, the rotisserie spit set for the most delicious chicken you've ever tasted. Bonus number 4, our grill plate to sizzle succulent steaks. And a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, find out how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so call or click now to order.
You're gonna love it. I guarantee it.
To order and take advantage of this TV-only offer, call 1-800-738-2613. That's 1-800-738-2613, or go to emeraldfrenchdoor360.com. Call today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Well, welcome back. Today is Wednesday, September 7th of 2022. Birthdays today include Elizabeth I, who was the Queen of England in the 16th century. Rapper Eazy-E would have been 58 years old today. Singer Buddy Holly would have been 86, and paranormal investigator Ed Warren would have been 96 years old today.
Today was a major landmark for auto racing. On this day in 1896, A.H. Whiting won the first automobile race held on a closed-circuit track in Cranston, Rhode Island. Today is Brazil Independence Day. Buy a book day. Yesterday was read a book day, so
hopefully you finished that book and now you can buy a new one, right?
That's pretty ambitious, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Finishing a book in a day.
Admittedly, I did not read yesterday.
Oh, really?
No, I made dumplings though.
Oh, okay. So we're fine then. We're good. We're good as long as you made dumplings.
So it's a compromise. Today's National Salami Day, so maybe I could make a Genoa and provolone, a charcuterie board. I'm not going to get that creative, don't I? Leftover dumplings. And today is National Beer Lovers Day. That's an easy one if you love beer.
Oh yeah, that's easy. So any one of those will go perfect today.
Right, and salami goes well with beer. So a charcuterie board goes well with a new book. It's finger snacks while you eat. You can hold your book in one hand
and have a nice cold beer on the right.
Right.
Boom. Look at that. And the temperatures are going to be beautiful today.
It is. I know. A good cold beverage would be perfect today around midday. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs for all the details.
Devin, good morning.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. Dense fog is the name of the game this morning. We're seeing visibility that's reduced across a good part of our viewing area, even down to less than a mile in some areas like Bangor. So if you do have to make that morning commute to work or school, definitely take it slow and allow some extra time. It will be hard to see for a little while until the sun burns that fog away. If there's any good news, there's no organized cloud cover over us at this point, though. So, of course, once that sun rises, it'll help to burn that fog away. It'll look to be a pretty good day overall. And a little bit warmer too as high pressure looks to move in with the system that's farther down toward the south. So now things are starting to dry out for us. And we do have a few dry days on the way before things start to get active again very soon. But for today, though, looking very nice out there with a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds late. But here we are again by early Thursday morning. More dense fog will be on the way. As for the winds, not too bad out there, though the directions may switch around from time to time, generally out of the south at about 5 miles per hour at its worst. So overall, the winds today and parts of tomorrow looking pretty good. Today will be beautiful out there. Upper 70s, partly cloudy, a little warmer out there. That south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 51 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler out there. Partly cloudy areas of dense fog, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, upper 70s, mostly cloudy, a slight chance for a rain shower, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing increasing clouds with temperatures in the upper 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin.
There's a new doggy daycare now open in Bangor. Castlegate Canine Center, located on Pushaw Road in Bangor, opened its doors and its kennels for dogs last week. The owners, Kevin and Patty Schmerschel, have 25 years of experience breeding German Shepherds, and they wanted to open a doggy daycare because there was a need for more daycare options for pet owners.
We all have a lot of dog experience, love them, want to do everything we can to help them be well-rounded, and so that's why we started.
We can house 12 dogs total right now, but we are looking to expand in the spring.
Castlegate Canine Center is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. The cost is $30 a day per dog, but varies if pet owners have more than one dog. Changes are coming to the Herman Fire Department now that Fire Chief Frank Roma has announced he is retiring.
Roma, who has been over 40 years of experience of firefighting, has been at the helm of the Herman Fire Department for the past 6 years.
As Jody Hersey tells us, the chief says he knows he is leaving the crew in good hands.
It's been very rewarding. And again, I couldn't be happier for the time that I've had here in Herman.
Frank Roma has enjoyed a long and memorable firefighting career, most recently serving as the Herman Fire Chief for the past 6 years. However, he says the time has come for him to move on.
People look towards retirement, or in this business you do, but I can tell you it goes by real fast. And 48 years has gone by a lot faster than I thought it would.
Although Chief Roma will retire from the fire department at the end of September, he says he has no plans of slowing down.
I'm currently in the process of becoming a CASA volunteer, and that's a court-appointed special assistant for working with foster kids in the Health and Human Services department as they transit through that, hopefully to find permanent homes or get back to their biological homes if possible. And I'm also running for state representative in District 34, which is Glenburn, Kenduskeag, Levant, where I live in Glenburn. So I'll be busy for a little while.
Assistant Fire Chief Cody Sullivan will soon fill Roma's shoes as Herman's fire chief and says Roma will certainly be missed.
I will miss his leadership. It'll be, and now it'll be up to me to make those decisions. I don't have him above me to help me and guide me, but I feel ready for it. But I know he'll only be a phone call away when I need a little poke in the right direction.
In Herman, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The Maine Bureau of Highway Safety and AAA Northern New England hosted its first ever Maine Driver Educator Summit.
Matthew Juronsik has more on the story.
Starting early Tuesday morning, more than 200 driving instructors and examinators filed into Augusta Civic Center for the first ever Maine Driver Educator Summit. The conference brought well-known experts to Maine to present on the topics facing driver educators, with attendees being able to gain insight into teaching student drivers about new vehicle technology. Owner of Flanagan's Driving School, Matthew Ouellette, says it's important for student drivers to be prepared.
And it's important for young drivers to slow down a little bit in their education around driving, to understand the impact and severity of the responsibility that they're taking on, and the responsibility of others' lives, including their own, when they take the road behind the wheel.
Maine Secretary of State Shanna Bellows says creating safe drivers starts with what they are taught in the classrooms.
In a rural state like Maine, a driver license is a critical pathway of opportunity to participation in daily society. Work, school, and recreation are equally important to have that driver license. So driver education is fundamental to getting that driver license.
Those who attended also got the chance to see the Maine Department of Transportation's crash data for educating drivers on high crash locations in their areas, as well as a chance to network with other examiners. Director of Public Affairs for AAA Northern New England, Pat Moody, says everything learned in the summit is essential for teaching safe driving.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 teen driver crashes are the result of a teen driver making a mistake out there. So really, the 2 people that have the most influence are mom and dad, or the driver educator that has the first introduction to that safety sense of responsibility. So making sure that we're able to get that information to them and they're able to present it to the students in a timely fashion.
All in all, Moody says he's happy with how the event turned out.
Awesome turnout here today. Over 200 people here in attendance. Basically, that's about half the driver ed providers in the state of Maine.
Reporting from Augusta, Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Well, there's a new structure that has made roots on the Long Pond Stream Trail in Greenville. Students at Colby College set out with the Appalachian Trail Club to finish off construction of a new privy. Now, students, members, and volunteers hauled about 3,500 pounds of lumber close to a mile up to the new site.
The privy was pre-built in April and was packaged into 150 bundles that weighed about 15 to 30 pounds. Colby College has partnered with MATC since 2016. Students who helped out are involved in the Coots Group, an outdoor-based orientation program. The Maine Appalachian Trail Club is always looking for volunteers. There are many opportunities for volunteers to help the group preserve and protect the Appalachian Trail in Maine. Still to come here this morning, the Black Bears had their hands full on their start to the season. Tyler Cruz and Dave Peck will have the details when we return.
We'll be right back.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed with commercial lending, cash management tools, and merchant services. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, named one of America's best banks.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
This week on Jeopardy!
It's still going.
Built to last.
Relive some of the greatest games of the season.
My heart is beating fast. I can't wait to see what happens in Final Jeopardy!
With wins from 16-game winner Ryan Long and Megan Waxpress. And 4 more players who earned podiums in the first ever Jeopardy! Second Chance competition.
This is a very close game.
The road to the Tournament of Champions. This week on Jeopardy!
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC7.
Easier banking anywhere, anytime, with online bill pay, digital wallet, mobile deposit, and more. Whatever you're planning, saving for, or working toward, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, named one of America's best banks.
Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Good morning, everyone. Well, less than ideal start for Maine football over the weekend, and by that I mean it was pretty ugly. A 41-0 loss to New Mexico opens the Jordan Stevens era, leaving plenty to clean up ahead of Saturday's home opener. They had their hands full with an FBS opponent as it was, but offensively the Black Bears did next to nothing as far as moving the football. Defense struggled as well. Obviously, just 118 yards of total offense and 7 first downs. Part of that had to do with the Lobos, but talking with some of the guys on Tuesday, they said there are several self-inflicted mistakes that need to be addressed.
When we get out there 1st and 10, we're already behind the chains if it's 1st and 20, so, that hurts. So
definitely, just cleaning up the, the mental mistakes, things like that.
We've been talking about accountability, all those pieces of getting in and watching tape, making sure that we are prepared every time we step on the field, and because that's just unacceptable, to be on the field and not knowing what you're doing. But as coaches, that falls on us to make sure our players know their roles in the field.
Now, fixing mental errors has been an ongoing task for the Black Bears in recent years, regardless of who's been head coach. And that challenge will continue when Maine hosts Colgate next Saturday afternoon.
This is a process here. And, to compare us to, another year or whatever it was is just unfair to the players, unfair to, the whole group here. This is a new staff, a new team, a new year. So basing it solely on that, we need to improve.
So kickoff for the home opener is set for 1 p.m. this coming Saturday in Orono. And the very next day, it'll be kickoff for the Patriots 2022 season. No practice on Tuesday, though, as the team left for Miami earlier than usual to get acclimated down south. Bill Belichick did meet with the media and really went into some detail when talking about game planning for a familiar opponent, in this case, the Miami Dolphins. He was asked how often he sees something new or a concept that shows evolution in the game, and had a pretty interesting answer, particularly when talking about the origin of trick plays.
A lot of times come from mistakes or things that happen in a practice setting that you look at it and say, well, we've never really done this before, but look at what the reaction was. Maybe we could put in a play off this, kind of like Paul Brown's version of the draw. When the ball was handed off and the lineman thought it was a pass play and everybody ran right past the runner, and there was the draw.
Not know that, so you learn something new every day. That's the origin of it, and maybe they'll have something up their sleeves this Sunday. Let's head over now to the high school scene, though, with fall sports officially in full swing. First day of school up at Old Town. Coyote field hockey hosting the Broncos. Nice decoration there for game number 2. Defensive battle in this one. Late in the first, no score. Carmer Regari with a full head of steam cracks one just wide of the net. Later, Grace Willie here weaving through the Broncos defense, hits the deck, but Natalie Fournier helps her out. Jada Bilodeau just too good in net, though, kicks that one away, keeps it a 0-0 game. But in the second, Lily DeWilt crosses it in front. Kaylee Wagner with the bump. Regari with the finish as Old Town takes it 2-0, the final. And to the nightcap we go now. Bangor boys soccer hosting Lewiston over at Cameron Stadium. Late in the first half, Rams up 2-1. Shafi Ibrahim with some fancy footwork here fires one home to tie things at 2. Second half now still tied. Bangor with a great look here. Gabe Berenyi looking top shelf, bounces right off the crossbar. Blue Devils able to clear it. Then later, Ibrahim again, this time working on the left side, crosses it to Mohamed Gabo. Loose ball in the air, somehow finds the back of the net. And then later, cross from Mustafa Hassan. That's trouble for Bangor, and it's Ibrahim who makes them pay. Lewiston goes on to take it 5-2. And here's a look at some of the other scores from around the state on Tuesday. Class A girls soccer, Bangor does get one in the split. The girls take it 12-0 over Lewiston. Then some field hockey action. Brewer downs Herman 4-1. And boys soccer, John Bapst 5-1 over Foxcroft. And Central able to blank Dexter 6-0. All right, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates.
Analysts warn the housing market downturn could worsen in the next year. Goldman Sachs analysts say high mortgage rates are increasing borrowing costs, have forced potential buyers to pull back on purchases. They project a 22% decline in new home purchases this year, along with a 17% drop in existing home sales. Meanwhile, mortgage rates are still high. The average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage remained close to 6% in August. That is significantly higher than just 1 year ago when rates were at 2.88%. Economists believe these rates will continue to increase this month.
Amazon is reportedly planning on canceling the construction of dozens of warehouses nationwide as the company posted its slowest sales growth rate in 20 years. The company's growth rate has slowed to its lowest in July. The report is based on data from a consulting firm that indicates Amazon could pull back from even some projects in Spain. Amazon began subleasing some of its warehouse space to counter the slowdown. The Wall Street Journal says Amazon plans to sublease at least 10 million square feet of warehouse capacity.
And now here's Devin Biggs with one last look at our forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Hey, Joe and Emma, thank you very much. So here we are with fog developing across the viewing area this morning, reducing visibility to just a few miles or less in some areas. So we do have to make that morning commute to work or school. Definitely take it slow this morning until the sun comes out and burns that fog off. It may be hard to see at times. But otherwise, though, here we are. There's no clouds over us. This high pressure is right nearby, keeping us very clear other than the fog out there. So once the sun comes out, we'll start seeing things improving. We have this system further down toward the south. High pressure is in control for us. None of those systems off toward the north and west. This will move in soon, giving us small chances for maybe a few rain showers coming up. We do have a small chance on the way for the daytime tomorrow. Let's talk about the tropics right now. Things are getting active right now. We now have Hurricane Earl, a Category 1 hurricane that's tracking toward the north, looking pretty impressive. At this point, though, Hurricane Danielle maintaining its strength at this point. It's also moving towards the east and northeast. Let's give you the latest information here on the screen here. So, again, Danielle holding on to 80-mile-per-hour winds, moving to the northeast at 14 miles per hour, moving away from the U.S. Earl tracking to the north at about 7 miles per hour. It looks like winds at about 80 miles per hour at this point, though. And Bermuda, we'll need to watch this one closely with Earl, as it looks to get pretty close to Bermuda at this point, though, as we get close to Thursday, maybe even closer to a Category 3 hurricane, as it looks to track off towards the north and east. And eventually, though, moving forward, though, it will become extratropical moving forward, especially as we head towards your Sunday. Danielle's projected path looks interesting, though. Again, it looks to make that loop again before getting close to land with regards to another country. So again, the good news is Danielle will not be a big deal for us as it continues to move away. Back here at home, though, our average high is 75 degrees. We'll be in the upper 70s today and tomorrow. The lower 80s make a return Friday all the way through Monday. Get outside and enjoy those before we fall back into the upper 70s as we head towards your Tuesday. Of course, during that warmer period, though, the dew points will also be on the rise, so feeling a little bit like summer again, with dew points reaching for the lower to middle 60s, so just be ready for that. You might feel a little bit more muggy again as you head out the door. Moving forward for today, the fog will be getting out of here. It'll be a beautiful day out there, though, with a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds during the afternoon period. More fog on the way later on tonight, but again, just like yesterday, that fog will go away thanks to some sunshine, but increasing clouds also throughout the day on Thursday. And small chances for a few pop-up showers cannot be ruled out either. We'll see all this tapering off as we head towards early Friday morning. Things begin to clear out of here. So for today, upper 70s, partly cloudy and warmer, with that south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s, partly cloudy areas of dense fog, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a slight chance for a rain shower can be ruled out. Highs in the upper 70s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. In your extended forecast, not too bad, though. Will be mostly sunny on Friday. Highs in the lower 80s. Will be in the lower 80s for your Saturday, with under a mostly sunny sky. And mostly cloudy on Sunday. Highs in the low 80s.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Just as cooler weather comes along, so does another great offer from Renewal by Andersen. All this month, $300 off each of our energy-efficient windows, $800 off each door, nothing down, no payments or interest for 12 months for qualified buyers. Schedule a free in-home consultation at rbagreatermaine.com.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub, now open. Experience outdoor dining at its finest 7 days a week with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family, friends, business partners, or that special someone. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first all over again.
Hey, how are you?
I got your order back this way.
How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Come on in, sit down.
We're your neighbor, your friend, your banker. Skowhegan Savings.
I'm Janine T.
Girls, we already know who you are. Get to it.
People think school starts when the kids get here, but it starts at development week. It's the calm before the storm. It's very zen, actually.
You want to feel important, to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
We know. We felt that way too.
And that's why we joined the Army National Guard. Take on your legacy.
Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
You know, sometimes it's the simplest things that make an ordinary dish extraordinary. And today, I'm going to show you how to do just that. We're turning everyday basic onions into a restaurant where they go along that's versatile enough to team with just about anything. Let me show you. First, we'll slice a large onion almost paper thin. You can use a really sharp knife or, even easier, a mandolin. It's not only faster and more precise, but it cuts down on the gases that make us cry. Now, we separate these into rings and toss them with some flour that we season with a little salt and pepper. After these are coated, we'll cook them in some hot oil. You want to be careful that the oil doesn't splatter and burn you. In just minutes, these will crisp up and turn golden brown. Then we take them out so they can drain. We sprinkle them with some salt, and they're done. Of course, we could snack on them as is, but we love them even more when we team them up with anything from a juicy steak to our favorite veggies. Simply adding these to whatever you're serving definitely takes it up a notch. Look, the recipe for onion strings is online now, so you can fancy up your next meal with something that costs so little, yet adds so much. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a simple yet fancy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
If you're thinking of retiring this year, you may want to consider moving to South Carolina. The city of Charleston came in on top of the best place to retire. That's according to a report by Wallet Hub. It compared and ranked 182 cities on more than 24 metrics in 4 categories: affordability, activities, quality of life, and health care.
Orlando, Florida, and Cincinnati, Ohio ranked as second and third best spots. Meanwhile, San Bernardino, California, Newark, New Jersey, and Bridgeport, Connecticut ranked as the 3 worst options.
Well, Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine.
That's up next on Fox 22. Have a great day.
Hey everyone, today's an exciting day. I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, aka Mr. Biggs, one of the founding fathers of hip-hop from the mighty Soul Sonic Force, who, by the way, happened to be a Car Shield customer, and I had no idea.
When I saw you representing Car Shield, I knew Car Shield was the real deal. You've always been official.
You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield, and it worked. What made you get it?
You know, I was actually watching a football game at the time. Car Shield commercial came on. I was like, you know what? I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. Mechanic knew of CarShield. They called CarShield and saved my family and I $2,400.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from $5,000 to $150,000.